Move over, Socktober. The summer of socks is here to stay. Hey guys, it's Katie here. If you're unfamiliar with me, I am the Katie behind all of the patterns at Katie DeGraff Knits, the host of the podcast What Katie Knits, which you're currently enjoying, and creator of all of the other videos you see here on my channel. If you're not already, take a moment and subscribe. It's totally free, and you will be one of my favorite people. And you're watching, so don't forget to give this video a like, thumbs up, drop me a comment about your thoughts about the changes in sock knitting trends. And are you a sock knitter? And what are your go-to sock patterns or yarns or anything? Because today we are chatting all about socks. Things may look just a teeny tiny bit different, and that is because I have been redesigning the channel. About a month ago, John had mentioned to me, everybody knows his giant stop sign in the garage, which I need to get a new photo of because it's plastered. And I can't remember the last time that I updated you guys on it, but he's like, I don't have one of your stickers on my stop sign. Why don't you have stickers? Because I didn't have a logo. So I took some time while the girls were off of school. I played around. I had this idea in my head of what I wanted a logo to look like. So I kind of came up with one. So you'll have seen it in the intro and you'll see it in the outro, and it'll be on the right-hand side of the bottom of your screen in a little watermark. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you have any suggestions for changing anything? Let me know. Drop me a comment. You'll also notice a shift in the look or aesthetic of my Instagram page, which, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I am a Shelty Pap, as well as on Ravelry too, if you want to follow me there. I'm trying to streamline everything and make a brand, so to speak, but I think it's pretty cool. Let me know what you think. I do love other people's opinions because a lot of times you are too close to what you're working on to really know what it is you need to change. Today's topic, it's going to be a little bit different kind of an episode, is all about socks. When I first started knitting, and I'm going to work on these while we chat, and I'll talk more about them in a little bit. But when I first started knitting, 17, 18 years ago, it was common practice that every October you knit socks. And it was this way forever. It was aptly named Socktober. And it sounds super cute and cool and trendy and fun. A lot of designers would release patterns around Socktober. There would be a lot of knit-alongs around Socktober. It's when you knit socks. Socks are a great gift knit. They are quick, but recently I noticed a shift last year. And if you know me, you know I don't like trends. I don't like following them. I don't like giving in to them. But I am starting to realize that some trends are worth it. And it's not necessarily about keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak, or your neighbor, or what everybody's doing. Maybe it's something that fits what you need to do too. So last year I noticed a shift in a lot more knit-alongs for socks in the summer. A lot more sock patterns. And dare I say it, socks are the perfect portable project. Majority of sock patterns are very easily memorizable. Great to pick up and put down at random places. Typically, they're in one yarn as well. They can be worked one at a time or two at a time, and they're small. They fit in teeny tiny bags. So they're great for summer. Like, why are we knitting socks in October when we kind of want to be knitting heavier woolly garments and heavier pieces because it's nice and cold and we are cozy and our hands aren't sweating like crazy because it's 1,000 degrees out. So, is this maybe kind of a great thing? This spring and early summer, I have noticed an absolute explosion of sock specific knit alongs and sock geared knit alongs. Oh my gosh. I did get online. I was like, I was on my computer and I was on my phone and I was going to make a short list of all the sock knit alongs going on right now or knit alongs you could enter socks in. And I'm like, I can't. They're everywhere. There's too many of them. I swear to you, every time I pull up Instagram or Ravelry or a podcast, there's another one mentioned. A couple of them that I plan on and that I am participating in currently is Lisa of 72 Stitches is doing a stripe knit along. That one I did socks for, and I'm also doing a cardigan for because it's anything goes. So that one is great. Self-striping yarn or just scraps and you can stripe them. Who cares? Great fun there. And another one is the Seaside Sock Along by Leah Gibson of Leah Loves to Knit. That one I already knit a pair for, and I'm on my second pair here, which I'll chat about in my sock whips in a moment. But that's another great one. I just recently learned about the Summer Shorties knit along by Denise, of better known as Earth Tones Girl. Oh my gosh, perfect because I'm dying to knit another pair of shorty socks. So I'll definitely be doing that one. Drop me a comment down below. Are you participating in any of these sock knit-alongs? Is there any that I should know about as well? The great thing about knit-alongs is they're great motivation. And if you caught my video, I want to say a month and a half ago or so, I'll throw a card up here and I'll link it down below. Something I should have mentioned earlier too, which I always forget to mention in the beginning. Oh my goodness. There are closed captions if you need to use those, and there are timestamp chapters if you want to skip around to just what you want to see and nothing else. That's totally fine, and it's there for you. And anything I mention will be linked down below. Okay. Shouldn't have gone off on that tangent because I can't even remember where I was. What was I talking about? I literally can't remember. Oh, now I remember. Thank you, menopausal brain and vestibular migraines. Combination I do not wish upon anyone. Okay, knit-alongs. Knit-alongs are great motivation. I posted a video, I think it was like a month and a half ago or something. Whatever. It's going to be all over the place. You'll get a chance to see it. About how I used knit-alongs as motivation for a couple projects that I really wanted to cast on and that I wanted to finish. Not that I didn't want to finish those projects or they were slogs, but it's just good motivation. It's good fun. And typically with a knit-along, everybody is knitting either the same pattern or patterns from a specific designer or a type of object. So you can see many of those things all in one place. So much motivation and so much inspiration. So it's like a micro community inside of our larger community. And most knit-alongs offer prizes if you complete within a certain time frame or use a certain yarn or a certain designer's patterns, you can be eligible for some pretty cool prizes. I've personally never won any, but who cares? It's fun to try. Most of them, and almost all of them that I see nowadays, it's not knitting specific. If you crochet, they also allow that as well. So there are crochet alongs and knit alongs. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to refer to everything as a knit along. And although I don't crochet, I love seeing it. And I love seeing what other people can do. So I'll just be a lurker in that craft. Summer of socks. I really think this is a trend that I am going to participate in for a long time to come. We're busy in the summer. We typically take a vacation in the early summer. The girls are off of school for a chunk. And then when they get back into school, we're typically really busy. We have little day trips we take, all that stuff. Sock, perfect portable project to take along in the car and wherever we go. It's a great thing. I am jumping on this bandwagon. I want to talk about 3 amazing brand new patterns or patterns that were recently released that I think are fabulous. And you may not have seen them. Maybe you have. And if you haven't, definitely go check them out. So first up is one that I knit already. I knew that they were coming out and I had yarn wound up for them and cast them on as soon as they were released. I am talking about the Boardwalk Socks by Leah Gibson of Leah Loves to Knit. I saw these on her podcast and I was like, oh my goodness, I love those. I will show you my pair when I show you my year of socks so far towards the end of the video. She does have, a cuff in there and a garter flap heel in there, but she also encourages you, if those aren't your jam, you can very easily slap in whatever your preferred cuff and heel is and toe and all those things. The pattern is super intuitive, very easy to read where you are. So if you put it down, you don't have to mark it down. I love them. Love the fit of them. And I use scrap yarn for mine and leftovers. And I just love how they came out. I will absolutely be knitting up another pair, which you will see in my sock project plans later in this episode. The next hot new pattern that I want to talk about is one that I grabbed as soon as it came out. I'm not sure I'm going to knit it, but I bought it with Elizabeth in mind. She does love a good color work sock, and she's very good at it. Her tension is much better than mine. I thought they were edgy. I thought they were fun. The 90s vibes hit me so hard. I'm talking about the leopard socks by Summer Lee. How freaking fun are these? They got Lisa Frank written all over them, which I was totally Lisa Frank junkie when I was a kid. The color work does not look hard at all. It doesn't look like you're carrying floats for very long at all, and you can literally use any 2 colors. She knit them up in higher contrast, lower contrast. They're so fun. Oh my goodness. So that is hot new sock pattern number 2 on my list. We are closing out with a brand new release from This Handmade Life. The Summer Sporty Shorties. I saw her tease these on Instagram and I was like, oh, I need to make those. The heel looked a little different and I'm interested to try it. I'm just really intrigued by these. And I've always wanted to knit up a lilac and a lime green. So you will see my plans for these in my little plans section. But these are so fun. And again, another shorty pattern. Perfect for summer. We don't like to wear tall socks in summer. We want to wear as little clothing as possible. Short socks it is. Perfect for, I don't care. I wear socks in my Crocs. I really don't care. Doesn't matter. wear them however you want to. But these would be knit up, oh my gosh, in so many colors. And because they're shorties, they use smaller amounts of yarn. And because they're 2 colors, even smaller. Perfect for scraps. Perfect for using up your leftovers. So the summer sporty shorties, yep, they're definitely on my plans list, which you will see later. Okay, I'm going to put these down and I'm going to show you my year in socks so far. Now, I am not one of these people that sets a goal to knit a pair of socks every week or a sock every week. There was a number of years where I didn't touch socks. I had zero desire to touch them. And several years prior to that, I had a sock whip that's still a whip. I just didn't knit socks. I was burnt out from socks. I didn't want to knit anything. I didn't want to knit them. I didn't want to look at them. I had zero desire. None. Now the sock bug is back. My first 2 sock FOs for the year were samples from my pattern that I released this year, the Here for the Vibe socks. Look at these ridiculously long suckers. They're so fun. I have wanted to create for a while now a slouchy on purpose sock. And these babies were born. I had a sock set from Frogget Yarns from last year that gave me the idea for them. And then the girls gifted me a Fiber MacGyver double knit sock blank for Christmas in this amazing rainbow. I knew I had to use up every last inch that I possibly could of it. And I think I still have the little scrap, but I have like literally inches left. So I think I did a pretty good job. So this was pair 1 and 2 for me for the year. And these used up every last bit of yarn that I had in these colorways, which makes me so happy. Now pair 3 for the year is a Cuff Club installment from Summer Lee. This was the November Cuff Club, the dip stitch cuff with a helically knit leg. These were also the first pair of socks ever that I blocked. Crazy, I know. Been knitting for 17, 18 years. Change is always an option. And I'm forever changed by something as simple as blocking my socks. These are fantastic. I used Granite State Yarns in her fingering sock base for these. So fun. But this was pair 3 for me for the year. Now, pair 4 is the Boardwalk socks from Leah Gibson of Leah Loves to Knit. I knit these for her Seaside Sock Along. I cast it on the pattern as soon as it came out. I did make a few modifications to these from the pattern. I did do a folded cuff. I did change the heel to a shadow wrap, and I did my own rounded toe that I love on all my socks. But otherwise, I kept the main pattern the same. I absolutely love these. They fit perfectly. This was all scraps and leftovers. Oh my goodness. And I have plans, in my plan section you'll see, to make another pair. But this was pair 4 for the year. Now pair 5 is one you haven't seen as an FO on the podcast. And I can't even remember if I've shown them as a whip on any video. I may have. Menopause. We're just going to say menopause at this point. But these are kind of funny. They started out as the Totally Rad Ripped socks by Summer Lee. And then I got past the heel and I'm like, wait a second. I thought that there was texture on the top of the foot of these. Well, then I realized I used the Totally Rad Ribbed socks for down to the heel, did a shadow wrap heel, which is a super fun one, and you'll see in a moment. But then the foot turned out to be the Comfort Core socks also by Summer Lee. So these are a combination of 2 Summer Lee patterns. Again, I used scraps. These came out so freaking fun. Oh my goodness. And if you'll recognize the scraps, it's from Sophia's Striped Seasons cardigan. These are all Playful Day neon tweed. And then this green, I don't have an ever-living clue what it is, where it came from, what it's left over from, but I had, well, I actually ran out a little bit, but you can't tell. I'll show you why in a moment. But I freaking love these. Everybody talks about, and I'm just going to go off on a tangent for a second. Everybody talks about finding their magic numbers for socks. And for so many years, my tension was all over the place. Thanks to anxiety and, moving all over the country and John constantly going out to sea or being deployed and dealing with everything on my own. It was all over the place. Just all over the place. So I felt like I didn't have magic numbers because I had to try everything on. I had to do everything. Now that I feel like I'm sort of leveled out a lot, I have magic numbers now. And this sock, the numbers, the style, the fit, I love these. Oh my goodness. And I want to make another pair. I decided to, and this was totally not on purpose, and it was the best thing ever because I did run out of green. I wanted to do the stripes on the foot. I did rainbow stripes. I did 3 here, 3 here, and then the other mini I used for the toes, and then the whole inside of the cuff because I was worried slightly about running out of the green right from cast on. So I decided that I was going to put the stripes on one foot in the middle of my foot and then the stripes on the other foot right next to the toe. And that turned out to be a godsend because I ran out of green. I ran out of green on this one 5 rounds before I wanted to. So the toe, the lilac toe on this one is slightly longer than this one, but you really can't tell. You really can't see the difference. So because of the striping, so it works out. And did you guys check the heel out? I striped a shadow wrap heel. How cool is that? Yeah, it gave me a zillion ends to weave in, but it was so worth it. I had all these colors and I'm like, I really don't want to do just a lilac heel too. So I pushed my luck with how much leftovers I had from Sophia's cardigan. And I did the mathed it all out, and I made a striped shadow wrap heel. It's so cool. Oh my goodness. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love these socks. They fit like a dream, and I love them. So, yeah, no clue what the green is. The neon rainbow tweed is from Playful Day yarns, which were totally leftovers. Oh my goodness. And the patterns are a combination of Summer Lee's Totally Rad Rib socks and her Comfort Core socks. So little did I know, I had a whole plan in my head, but I didn't realize I was combining 2 patterns till I made them. But this is pair 5 for me for the year. So, and I don't even know. I have a lot of really cool socks I knit this year. I don't have a favorite. I'm not picking favorites. Just like I do with my kids, I don't pick favorites. Sorry. I only have one sock whip right now, and that is the second. I'm just going to finish this first row here so I can show you in a little better place. But this is another one for the Seaside Sock Along, and it's another pattern by Leah Gibson of Leah Loves to Knit. It's her dragonfly socks. Now, I bought this pattern as soon as it came out, and I've always wanted to make it. I just haven't sat down to do it. And I thought, this is the perfect time. She's hosting a knit along. So I am using some Solstice fibers from a row 1 month for the heels, cuffs, and toes, and I'm alternating the sock. So this one will have a purple cuff, then it'll have a peach heel, and then a purple toe. And then this one will be the opposite. So it'll be peach, purple, peach. And then for the body of the sock, I am using deep stash. Deep stash on this one. She no longer dies, which is super sad. I should go on Ravelry and see if I can't get some more of her yarn on a destash because she did speckles so well. But this is Peepaloo Fields, and I don't even know what this colorway is. Crackle. Apparently it's Crackle. But it's so pretty. It's just this light pink, purple, speckles. It's awesome. And I did split everything. I am working them 2 at a time so that I can get them done at the same time. I prefer to work my socks 2 at a time. Little Charm, of course, from Kelsey of the Littlest Charm Co. As majority, 90% of my charms are. And this is the charm for the Seaside Sock Along. So yeah, it's just perfect. So these are what I've been working on while we've been chatting. I think I have to count my rows. I think I have 1.5 more rounds to go on the cuff before I start the leg. And those are going to be the Dragonfly socks by Leah Gibson. Leah loves to knit. Fantastic. They're awesome. Go grab them. And they are in my little SpongeBob bag from Tia's Terrific Threads. It's a seaside sock along, so anything that's beachy themed, you know, is encouraged. I think SpongeBob is beachy. We're gonna go with that. Let's talk plants. I had a little winding party. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And I wound up all the yarn, except for some that came in the mail right after that, for all of my sock plans. Some of these you saw on last week's video, my updated summer and fall 2026 plans, and some of them are brand new to you. So I'm going to run through the 2 that you saw there first, and then I will run through the rest. I have 2 that are going to be for Christmas gifts. The first is from Michaeli of Breaking Yarn. I got the colorway Heisenberg, and I'm going to knit John trying to hold these, make it look like, oh yeah, no transitions needed, yeah. I am going to knit John the Seasons Socks by Summer Lee for Christmas. And I saw another podcaster knitting up the Heisenberg colorway for socks, and it looks so cool. I've been dying to knit with dark yarn. I don't know why. I don't know if I just feel the need to potentially torture myself, but I've also been dying to knit up something that is going to pool or flash and just letting it do whatever the heck it's going to do. So this was the perfect answer. And I had not tried breaking yarn before. I love this space. So for my initial reaction before I even knit it up, it's plump. It's not too plump, not too soft at all, not too scratchy, not too thin. I really love it. And of course, because it's Breaking Bad themed, I had to, hopefully Mr. Walter White is not getting blown out. Are you getting blown out? Can't tell. Can't tell if he's getting blown out. Hopefully he's not getting blown out. I'm going to stop saying that now. I had to throw my Walter White charm from Kelsey of the Littlest Charm Co. on here. And she also, Michaela had also included a little blue crystal charm. These are going to be seasoned socks for John, which I am planning on casting on in the next day or 2. I'm going to get these on my needles and get them started. That's plan number 1. Plan number 2 that you saw last week, but you didn't see the yarn wound up because I had my little winding party, is the January socks. Who are the January socks by? I don't remember. The January socks are by Caitlin Barthold. Oh my goodness, Kate. And these are going to be for Sophia. And I had this beautiful sock set from Frogette Yarns from one of their Lily Pad Book Club collections last year. And of course, I had to bust out something I love doing whenever I'm starting new projects or planning projects is I match my charms to something that has to do with that project. So, of course, these are socks. So I had to grab a little sock from Kelsey of Littlest Charm Co. She did, this is from her Advent last year. So, so cute. I'm planning on using the Accent Mini, definitely for the toes. I don't think for the heel, and I do want to add a pop of it somewhere in the cuff. Not sure exactly where. I love these. They're going to be really fun. Really fun to knit up for Sophia in the January socks by Caitlin Barthold. So that was plan 2, and you've already seen those. Plan 3. These are one that, and these are in no particular order. I have no idea when I'm going to cast these on. I'm limited by the number of sock needles I have. I kind of want to just place a rather large Amazon order and order a bunch of them. But then I'm thinking maybe I should pump the brakes and just, maybe work 2-3 pairs at a time instead of like 10. There's nothing saying I can't work that or place the Amazon order. We'll see what happens. Earlier this year, I had mentioned this as soon as I got the sock set in the mail. I was like, oh my goodness, this has to happen. It just has to. The image popped in my head and I've never forgotten it. It's something that's stuck with me. So I'm going to knit another pair of my Here for the Vibe socks. This time it's going to be in Playful Day Yarns. This was her April month of the Happy Feet Year of Socks Sock Club. And of course, this is April, and the theme was April showers. So I had to dig out my little rain cloud from Kelsey. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so perfect. But my idea for these is I'm going to use up the mini in the toe. Then I'm going to stripe the toe in smaller stripes, and they're going to get to larger stripes up the foot and use up the mini. And wherever the striping stops, it stops. And then I will just use the beautiful rainbow tweed for the rest of it. But that's my thought with these. And I think that's going to be so fun. Oh my goodness. But these are going to be another Here for the Vibes. And they're a beautiful slouchy pair of socks for me. I'm going to do the toe solid. And then I'm going to stripe it up the foot as much as I can get out of the mini. And that will be a fabulous pair of socks. Now my third plan is one from the hot new sock patterns that I mentioned earlier. The Summer Sporty Shorties by This Handmade Life. I have always wanted to work up a sock in neon, like limey green and lilac. And those came out and I'm like, it's perfect. It's kismet, like it needs to happen. And they are shorties. So I pulled out my bin of Miss Bab's toes. I'm like, all I have to do is pick out 2 toes and it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I picked out 2 colors of Miss Bab's a Yummy 2-ply in her toe skeins, and I split them up. And of course, I found another sock from Kelsey. So I had to put that on there. But I think these striped together for the Summer Sporty Shorties, it's going to be so cute. And I love in the pattern how the stripes go different ways. I think that's so fun. It creates so much interest, and it's also going to be great benchmarks for working the pattern. Oh, I'm going to do this chunk. Oh, now the next one changes. And then I'm going to go do this one. So always wanted to use lime green and lilac, and I finally am. So can't wait to cast these puppies on. Now, my next 2 plans didn't get wound up because they just arrived in the mail after I did my winding. It all involves self-striping yarn. I have a ton of self-striping yarn. And I've been finding because I haven't been knitting socks that much, I don't use it. I really want to use self-striping yarn. And this is a brand new skein. These are all brand new, of course. But all of these are from Ashley of Nomadic Yarns. This one is a new colorway she came out with called Sunset Cocktails. And I just got a 50-gram skein of it. And this is going to become another pair of boardwalk socks by Leah Gibson. I don't want to use contrast with this. I just want to knit it. Just knit it and see where it goes. I don't want them to be matching. I'm going to wind this up and split it, and that's it. Whatever it does, it does. I will start it with a new stripe, and then that'll be the only way that I plan it out. I'm not going to have like, a half a row in another color. So I cannot wait to just knit with self-striping yarn. So this is going to be another pair of boardwalk socks. Now, these two. Back in April, early April, a yarn friend of mine asked for recommendations on my favorite self-striping dyers. And the absolute first dyer that comes to mind is Ashley of Nomadic Yarns. Her business just turned 12 a couple of days ago, and I think I've been buying from her for all 12 years. I absolutely love her yarn. I use every single base that she offers. It's fabulous. I absolutely love her. But I was chatting about how much I love Ashley's yarns, and I was like, I haven't placed an order from her in a while. And I looked and it was a year. So I need to rectify that. So I place an order and she drops it off at the post office, and then it goes poof. It's gone. It literally disappears. 1 week goes by. Okay, this is cool. Maybe just nothing's getting scanned again and it's going to show up at my doorstep. Then another week goes by. I reach out to Ashley and I'm like, hey, do you have any idea what the heck is going on? So enough time passed. She filed a missing mail report with the postal service, and they got nothing for us. So Etsy purchase protection is fabulous. She walked me through how to use that because she had another order do the same thing recently. They were great. If you ever do have to use Etsy purchase protection, it's fabulous, like fabulous. And Ashley had already gone ahead and did the missing mail search, so it just instantly got refunded. She put it on her dye schedule to re-dye the 4 colorways that I had ordered, of course, because they all were sold out. But anyway, I got that order. I love Ashley, love her so much. She's just the sweetest. You want some great self-striping yarn, go to her. And she's got a bunch of bases, and they're all fabulous. But anyway, I am dying to just knit a vanilla pair of socks. And that may sound crazy, but I have never knit a vanilla pair of socks. I always have to complicate everything. I always have to do too much and over and above. So I just want to knit a pair of socks. Self-striping socks with a contrast cuff, heel, and toe, and just vanilla. And just let the striping do what they do. So these are 2 colorways that I got in my replacement dye order from Ashley, the ones that went poof. I don't know where they are. I hope whoever got them or wherever they ended up, they're happy. But I'm happy because I have my replacements now. So I'm not sure which I'm going to do. I'm only going to do one right now. But do I go green? And this colorway is the Shades of Pemberley. Not sure what that's from. It's from something. I have no idea. The mini is from Loom Wool. It's from just a random mini set that I had from her. Thought it went perfectly. So do I do greens? Am I feeling green? Or do I do beautiful blue and navy and peach? This one is the Looking Glass. And this is another Loom Wool mini. And this mini is like ever so slightly, not sure if you're really going to be able to see it, but it's speckled. Thought that would be super pretty. So I don't know if I'm feeling green or girly. So actually, why don't I put up a poll? I'm going to tell me down below, and I'll put a poll up here on YouTube. I'll put a poll up on Instagram, and the winner is the one that I will cast on. That's what I'll do because I can't make up my mind. I keep looking at them and I want to cast them both on, and that's not the right answer because I want to spread my time out with all my planned projects. I'm really looking forward to all of them. So which one? Do I go girly or do I go green? The choice is going to be yours. But Absolutely love these. They're just going to be just a regular striped cuff. It would probably be a folded cuff because that's my favorite. I do want to make them taller. And I have wide calves, so folded cuff fits better on those. Okay, I think that I covered everything that I want to cover about socks. It's, are you here for the summer of sock trend? Are you partaking? What are you knitting as far as socks go? Or are you not a sock knitter? Are you just envious and you're just here to live vicariously through everybody else that knits socks? Because not everybody does knit socks. They are tiny, they're on tiny needles, and they can be fiddly. And some people just don't like knitting them. And that's totally fine. Your choice is yours, and you have to make that for you. But anyway, let me know. Let me know if there's a knit along I missed, or I should be a part of, or what's your favorite sock yarn? Who's your favorite sock designer? Anything. Let's have an open discussion about socks. And also let me know what you think of the new feel and logo and all that jazz. Yeah, I'm so excited. I do have two other huge announcements and surprises, and that I'm not ready to share yet on here. There are a few people who already know about it, but they're big. And one of them does have to do with socks. Actually, both of them kind of have to do with socks, but I can't wait. Cannot wait. I just want to make sure everything is right before I announce things, and things are pretty solid as to when all of these things are going to come out. So I can't wait to announce them. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish. I need to count the rows that I have on my cuff so I don't accidentally knit too many and then have to rip out, because I do kind of want to knit these to pattern length as far as the cuff goes. So I find sometimes I customize things a little too much and I just want to knit something to pattern. So I'm not going to do a heel flap and gusset though. I will do a shadow wrap heel for that because I think that they fit me so much better. So I will do that. So I'm going to go and I'm going to make sure I don't work too many rounds on my cuff and potentially cast on another project or two today off of my plans, because I am so excited about my plans. I really, really am. I made them. I've sat with them. I have the yarn. Still loved them. So I wound up the yarn and split everything. And I'm still in love with all my plans. So yeah, yay for me. And until next time, don't forget to subscribe. And you can even turn on that little bell notification so you'll be notified when I post a new video. And tune in to see what Katie knits.